Hey, hey, fam. Good morning, afternoon, evening. How you doing? Welcome if you are new to the channel, and welcome back if you love me. I love you too. Today, we are reading for Cancer per special request. I was doing Uber and Lyft and stuff yesterday and met such a cool person. We ended up talking. So he's brand new to the channel. He wanted to know if I could read Cancer, and I was like, absolutely. Of course I can. Of course I can. I love requests and stuff like that. So, like, don't hesitate, guys. If you've seen it's been a while since the wheel has, like, spun a sign, don't hesitate to ask in the comments, like, hey, because I'll go live. I'll go live. So I just woke up. I'm having my coffee. Real quick note. Today's the 7th. The moon event is on the 11th for the full moon in Sag. If you guys do want your own personal reading for that, the secret codename event, make sure you do check out my Etsy shop so you can get your personal reading there for the full moon. What else? There was something else. Yeah, I don't remember. Okay. So Cancer, let's see what other dice may be significant to you, right? Signs, planets, placements, or, if you're cross-watching, pertaining to someone else. Ooh, we've got Capricorn. Capricorn came out yesterday on the wheel. We've got North Node in Capricorn, and 12th house. This reading may call you out if you've got a Capricorn North Node in the 12th house. Or if you just have a 12th house North Node in general, right? Pisces is the 12th house. North Node is connected to the moon, so definitely, in a sense, Cancerian, right? As Cancer rules the moon, the nodes are, well, the moon. I feel if you were to have that kind of placement, it's a fear of leadership, right? Not just a fear of leadership as far as like being in that leadership role, but also a fear of dictatorship, right? That if you were to be given power, that you would become a not good person, right? That having that position of power would corrupt. And maybe you've witnessed people like that in life, right? If you are a Capricorn North Node in the 12th, that would undoubtedly make you a Cancer South Node in the 6th, which means you are used to everyday service, right? South Node's past lives. So you are used to nurturing as an everyday service, an everyday part of routine that's familiar from a past life. It's what you've already mastered, which means you are meant to rise into a position of power because you are in fact worthy of it, right? You have spent a past life truly nurturing other people as a way of life. And now it is time to teach them how to lead from a place of nurturing, right? Taking what you've learned from the South Node and integrating it into the North Node. You really can't step into a North Node position in its highest light without remembering the South Node that you've mastered in its highest light. So those are the dice. Put some Vajra energy up there for you. For those of you who don't know what Vajras are, it's Vajra. They're very cool. And you should look them up. I love looking things up. It feels like I'm just educating myself. So I always condone that. Let's look at the chart of the moment. What is going on in Cancer? This is the astrology we're looking at. I don't know how much my camera will focus for y'all. It gets picky because it likes to focus on my wheel. The camera likes to focus on the wheel. So let's see. Cancer. There's nothing going on in your sign right now. So any Cancer placements would be natal to you. There is nothing going on in Capricorn right now. Okay. There's nothing going on in Capricorn right now. However, the North Node is in Pisces. The North Node is in Pisces, which is what the 12th house rules. So regardless of sign, there is something for everybody to take, understanding that the North Node in Pisces from this read, especially if you have Cancerian energy or even Scorpionic energy, because they trine, right? They trine on that house. If you are having problems or issues with the energy that comes up in the read, and you are a mutable sign like Gemini, Sag, or Virgo, it may be because there are challenges going on to the North Node in Pisces within your natal chart. Okay. There's nothing in Sag at the moment, but there is some stuff in Gemini. We do have the Sun in Gemini. It's Gemini season. And then we have Mercury conjuncting Jupiter today and into tomorrow. So this is communication on a grand scale, right? This is the mirror on a grand scale. This is the reflecting of the inner into the outer and having to become aware of that on a big scale, right? When we have Mercury and Jupiter conjunct in Gemini, the sun is also shining light in there. It's in square to Pisces. And so, you know, looking at the North Node that's up on the dice in Pisces, how is the reality what it is? And you haven't stepped into that leadership role as far as your soul. What is it that you've been choosing, right? That you've been dictating via your choices that doesn't feel good, right? That doesn't feel good to keep choosing it. What is the reality? Have you lost sight of the potential or the actual reason why you're here? Because you could say, well, I'm with this person because I love this person and we've been trying for years. And it's like, okay, does it feel good though? Every time you try, or every time it, you know, fails, or every time you get lied to, or every time, you know, you're taken advantage of, or every time you're gaslit, like, does it actually feel good to repeat it though? You know, does it feel good to be taken advantage of, or feel like you're being used, like all you are is a wallet, or all you are is a body, and that's all you are, you know, or all you are is what you do, and you're not a person? Because you are not what you do. You are you, and you do things. But are you only loved, quote unquote, for what you do and not who you are, right? Anybody can do things. And so if you are in a dynamic ship where someone is only with you for what you do, that makes you very replaceable. It breeds insecurity. Insecurity breeds fear. Fear breeds a whole bunch of fucking problems, right? When we start making choices out of fear. And so it's like, look at the reality of things. Look at the reality of things. If you're a Cancer, the moon right now is in Scorpio. It just crossed over Lilith, who's now direct. And Juno's in there. Juno is a vow or obligation deep in soul. This is what is being addressed, right? In assistance to the North Node. This is what is going on in Scorpio, right? With Cancer being an empty house right now, waiting for Jupiter, waiting for Mercury, which is on its way. We only have this Scorpionic energy with the moon assisting, especially because the moon is heading towards a full moon, right? The moon's heading towards a full moon. How do you feel about the promises you've made, right? Juno is contracts, binding, vows, marriage, right? Different things that connect us to someone else where we feel obligated to uphold what we've said, right? We feel obligated to uphold the promise that we kept, even if it's detrimental, right? Scorpio is a sign that in its shadow can be really intense and self-sabotage, right? It can self-betray. When have we reached those limits? Lilith being in that house, trining on Cancerian energy, trining on the North Node, right? What promises did you make in a past life that really don't sit right in your soul for this life? You know, the soul doesn't see lifetimes. The soul has multiple lifetimes, right? The body dies and gets reborn. The body dies and gets reborn. And the soul continues on this huge, you know, infinite linear path of lifetimes and lifetimes. right? What if the vow you made or the promise you made or the commitment you made in a past life was suitable for that life? It's not suitable for this one, right? It was a part of your spiritual journey in a past life. It doesn't make sense to hold it in this one. This is a theme that was coming up throughout the month of June. I am not surprised that it's coming up again because of these energies. What spiritual path, right, are you on now that directly conflicts with a spiritual path that you already learned in a previous lifetime? This is what the nodes represent. We're not meant to take those promises or vows forward, not just, vows to people. People get married and then we have these past life recognitions and we feel the need to continue forward with them, but they're a completely different person on a completely different path. It's just our soul recognizes their soul and feels like we have to make it work because they're familiar. We made this vow to love them and cherish them no matter what, right? These vows. We have vows of poverty or vows of solitude or vows of abstinence, right? Vows of different things that we take on in past lives that are not suited to move forward in this one, right? Vows of celibacy even, right? There's all kinds of different vows that people take. Maybe it suited you in a past life. It doesn't suit you for this one. Can you let it go? There's a reason why the nodes are past life and destiny moving forward. There's a past life mastery and a destiny moving forward. You can't take the past with you forward. You can take the lessons from it, but not necessarily forward. So Cancer, this is what is coming up for you. Okay. Let's see what is going on. Of course, we're going to start with the Harrow. For those of you not familiar with Harrow cards, they are from the world of Pathfinder. They are D&D cards, okay, Dungeons and Dragons. The lingo inside the book reflects that. We translate it into real life energy because they do work exceptionally well. They work exceptionally well in real life card reads. So we're going to get into the Harrow. I'll use my hand-drawn cards. And we'll see what is going on for Cancer and those who resonate with the dice, right? Capricorn, any type of nodes, especially, in a more collective general sense with the North Node being in Pisces. All right. You could also have Neptune in Capricorn. You could be that generation as well, since the 12th house and Pisces is connected to Neptune. So you could also be a Neptune in Capricorn, be of that generation. Okay. Really, this could be like a generational healing type reading. Let's see what's going on. The locksmith in the reverse, so it's considered misaligned. What else? The crows. You guys will have to remind me. They came out this week. Was it Sag? And the brass dwarf with the owl. Bottom of the deck is the marriage, right? We were talking about vows and the forge. I like that. Okay. Archetypal energies. In addition, please clarify the locksmith in the reverse. What other energy is coming with the locksmith, please? The circus. Okay. All right. Clarify the crows, please. Clarify the crows, please. Okay. This has been coming out a lot too. One of our broken mind cards. Okay. Where the angel is right in front of you, but you're registering it as a demon, right? Thinking that they have motives that they don't have. And the brass dwarf with the owl, please. Red thread's been coming out, right, with the needle and thread, and it came out with the crown. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the nightingale. Top is the fireplace. Underneath the nightingale is the black swan and the sun. The black swan's probably my favorite card, personally. Okay. You know what? Let's take it even deeper. I'm going to use my energy alignment cards. There's all light chakra colors on one side, shadows on the other. Where's their alignment, please? Where's the alignment for these energies? Vindictive in the reverse, shadow for the locksmith. So they're trying to release it. Where's the energy of the broken mind with the crows? Where's the energy of the broken mind with the crows? Okay. Got unjust radical extremes as the shadow. And then clarify the brass dwarf with the owl, the crown, and the needle and thread. We got the light connection oriented. It's a heart chakra card, specifically pink, so harmony, right? Harmony with others. Ooh, this was on top yesterday, I think. Loyal, which is totally Cancerian energy, right? So we've got loyal here. The shadow on the bottom is tyrannical. Its opposing energy is assertive. So let's get into this for you guys. Okay. First, energy / person. You guys will know how it resonates for you. If the message is not your message, don't force it to fit, okay? If you do have a North Node in Pisces or Capricorn or Cancer, and or you have that, you know, Neptune and Capricorn generation, like maybe because Neptune and Pisces can be kind of slippery and it usually has a dual meaning, I would sit on it, listen to it back. If you're confused about how it makes sense to you, maybe look to the house that Pisces rules or Capricorn or Cancer, right, in your chart, that duality in there. When we get into the locksmith is a lawful neutral card. In the upright, the locksmith presents the subject with the keys she needs to unlock her destiny. He grants the tools to access a new location, clue, or treasure. He does not grant insight how or where to use the tools. This card is often a strange, ancient, or magical object that it represents. And it's the circus. I feel with that being misaligned, it becomes chaotic, right? It goes from lawful neutral to chaotic neutral. Which means they may give you one of the three, the location, the clue, or the treasure, and you don't know which one you've got. And or there's, how do I want to describe what I'm feeling? Like someone either has a motive to get one of the three, and maybe they're having a hard time getting what they need, and so they're giving a clue to you, hoping that you figure it out so that they can take it later. Or someone being completely false and promising treasures with a bullshit key, you know, or a make-believe location, and they're trying to string you along on some kind of journey for their own amusement, right? Because the circus is all about being in a place surrounded by clowns, you know, people who are, they're NPC players, They're NPCs. They're not real players in the game. They're NPCs. You know, they don't, the difference between an NPC and a player in the game, right? If you are a player, you are not an NPC. You yourself have a soul sitting there playing the game, interacting with the different NPCs of like a video game. The difference between an NPC and a player is soul. You could be dealing with a bunch of NPCs inside this crazy circus of a show, and you're trapped inside this bubble with people who you feel are promising some kind of grand something outside of the circus when there's nothing outside of the circus. That's where they live, in the circus. You know, that's where that they move around. Like even the circus, it moves around, you know, like a traveling circus back in the day. Like, what was it? P.T. Barnum or something, you know? And they all just move around. The circus moves around. So I feel like you might be dealing with people or an energy who are claiming to maybe have a key out of the circus, when really the whole time they're keeping you in it. And with vindictive being the shadow, sympathetically understanding is the light on the other side. They're trying to be sympathetically understanding. The thing is, I don't think they're capable. I don't think they're capable. They might be playing that edge, like they're sympathetic and they understand and they want to help you. But they don't, though. You have someone in your life who is coming off like they're a player in the game. Like they have a soul. They're a part of this mission, you know, like let's do it together. But their only mission truly is to keep you in the circus. To keep you in there with the NPCs so that you can't play the way you're meant to play in the world. They want you in the circus. I think they're doing a really good job of hiding it. And there might be clues or keys to what you really need, you know, within the circus, which is the irony of it. There might be a lot of information, a lot of good keys to take with you, but you can't use any of them if you stay in the circus. Like you would literally have to leave whoever this person is or wherever this place is or whatever the situation is in order to go actually get the treasure and unlock the treasure, right? That's energy number one. That's energy number one. Energy number two is the crows. The crows are neutral evil, and they're a dangerous bunch who indicate violent taking of that which is loved. When the crows appear, red rum, theft, or other shocking loss occurs. Unjust radical extremes and the broken mind. So this individual, whoever this is, I feel like they believe that all the good in somebody is a lie. There is no such thing as an earth angel. There is no such thing as good intention, pure intention. There is no such thing as selflessness or something unmotivated by personal gain. To them, they're like, everybody has a motive. Anybody can be bought. You know, name the right price and someone would do it. That is not necessarily true. There are some things you could not pay me $1 billion to do. You could not pay me. In real life, the answer would be no. It doesn't matter how much money you give me. They don't believe that those types of people exist. They don't believe those kinds of people exist. And because they don't believe in the good in people, it makes them very dangerous. Because if no one is good and everyone is evil, or everyone is bad, or everyone is selfish, they don't care who they hurt in pursuit of what they want. They don't care who they hurt because you're bad anyway. You have a motive anyway. Just because I don't know what the motive is doesn't mean you don't have one. They treat everybody as if they have a motive. What are you in it for? What are you with me for? Why are you here? You're here because you want money. You're here because you want this. You're here because you want power. You're here because you want status. You're here because, right? You're here because. That tyrannical energy on the bottom of the deck, that's that. That's that. And they don't care what they take from other people. They don't care. They might also assume if they don't take it from you and you're naive, innocence. If they don't take it from you, someone else like them will. Someone else just like them will take it from you if they don't. So they don't care. The good cannot exist in the world. It's not possible to the crows. And they will take away that which you value the most. A lack of moral conscience, right? And the reason why they register people in the outer experience, like earth angels, the reason why they register them as the demon in their mind, it's a projection, right? It's a projection. They're lost in their demons. We talked about this the other day when we were going over the etymology of the word demon. We went over it in the divine conversation we had with 𝐷𝐬𝗂𝗃𝐽 and Stephanie. It's a projection of the inner self and the outer. They're dealing with their demons. It's a separation of self. They are separated from their higher self, the self that is source, the spirit, universe, God, whatever you want to call that energy that is greater than yourself. Love. They're separated from it. They are separated from it. So they project that out at everybody else. The thing is, hurt ripples just like love does. And so anybody they interact with, because they are in a place of separation, they put other people at risk of becoming separated, right? They're at risk. It's not guaranteed, right? Just because you interact with someone who is full blown in their demons doesn't mean that you will succumb to your own or have their demons become your own. But there's a risk of it, right? It's a gamble. These two people sitting at the table are gambling, okay? They're gambling. And the demons are present. The demons are present. The third energy. In Cancer, you might really resonate with this, okay? The brass dwarf with the owl. The brass dwarf is a lawful neutral card. It shows an Azure who represents invulnerability to a current danger. Although others might fall, he remains hale and strong. The brass dwarf can also mean a failure or dark fate for one, which in turn might save all others around him from greater danger. Someone who is immune to the threat of whatever this crow circus type energy is, right? The locksmith and the crows. Someone who is immune to it, which means by divine law, like they're contracted to be who they are and they cannot succumb to the shadow. Means they're very well aware of themselves. They're a player. They know they're no NPC, like they're a player in the game. The owl is also neutral. It's true neutral. It's not lawful. It's not chaotic. It's true neutral. The owl represents the eternal wisdom of natural order. It is the harsh realism that causes a pack of wolves to cull the weak in the herd. It's tragic for the culled deer. But through such actions, the herd grows stronger. The needle the owl holds binds life together, but can just as easily pick that life apart. The owl is holding a red thread and needle, and it came out with the needle and thread card, which is which is throwing real significance on that. Ooh, something just caught the back of my throat. I will speak. This individual, and I feel like I'm talking to you, Cancer, as the player, being connection oriented, right? This is the light attribute that came out, the opposite egocentric. This is not about you, right? Whatever this energy is, the third energy is about the greater connection between people. And the fact that this person is truly in control with the crown. Truly in control. Not only is this a player with soul, it's main character energy. This is not multiplayer. This is not multiplayer mode. You have things going on. And you can let me know in the comments if I'm right. I think you have people in your reality that you are very well aware of are actively working to perpetuate the everyday drama or the everyday stress or the everyday issues, right? Repeating stress, repeating patterns. You're well aware of the fact that there are people either in the experience or around you or in the world in general that are heartless, right? Heartless, soulless, selfish people. They may have vowed to be the dark, right? A vow of darkness is a curse, right? It's a curse. I feel like you are giving people an option. I think you're giving people an option. Either you can let go of this idea that you are cursed. You can let go of this idea that you don't matter and you're on repeat with these karmic cycles of default, right? Because you're choosing to be asleep. Any NPC can technically wake up at any time, but otherwise they're in the matrix, right? NPCs are matrix people. They're just people in the matrix. Anybody can wake up. You're giving people on the low vibratory end of things, low vibe NPCs, the option to wake up. And if they don't wake up, if they choose to stay ignorant or asleep, the red thread that gives life can easily pick it apart as well. The exit of you from whatever the situation is, or the ramifications, right, that you willingly or unwillingly set off for these individuals, is going to be a divine lesson. The fireplace with the nightingale. The nightingale sings in the middle of the night, right before the dawn. They start about an hour before the sun comes up. The fireplace can keep you warm, but it can also destroy things, right? It burns the evidence. Either people are going to wake up from the vow, the old vow, and forge a new one, right? And forge a new one. Or they're going to be erased. their energy signature is going to be erased, thrown into the fireplace to keep others warm. But they will not exist to disturb people anymore. Matter of fact, they might all get tossed into the circus together. Okay? Let's pull some tarot. Let's see. You know what? Midnight Magic. We'll do that deck. It's this one here. We'll start there. And we'll take it deeper with the Tarot of the Abyss. This card wants to say hi. The Page of Wands. Yeah, reinvention of the self. It's kind of interesting how it mirrors. Spirit's so cool. Pulled that card. It's the mystical manga tarot. It kind of reminds me of the brass dwarf, right? Just the imagery. Reinvention of the self. I think that's what is being offered. A chance for reinvention, right? You could stay inside the old paradigm, or you can wake up to something new. You know, it's a whole new, it's a whole different reality when you're connected to your soul and you're not just living in this NPC type repetitive reality. It's so redundant. It's the same lessons, the same scenario, just maybe different people or different places. Unless you really just keep giving multiple chances to the same place and the same people over and over and over again. That's a wild circus, right? Okay. What is going on, please? For Cancer and or Capricorn or Pisces and those who resonate with the dice, right? That Pisces, Neptune, Capricorn generation. Knight of Wands. Okay. Knight of Wands. Three of Pentacles. The Ten of Wands. The Hanged Man, there's that Piscean energy. Strength card, Leo energy. Clarities. Clarities. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the Six of Cups. Top of the deck is the Two of Cups. You might be dealing with two different soulmates. One is meant for you in this life, and one is from a past life, right? Past life contract. Yeah, and it's the past life contract you need to walk away from, right? With the Eight of Cups, they're the magician. Or the one manipulating the situation with the Eight of Swords, keeping you trapped. You have to let go of a past life soulmate, someone who feels familiar, that you've made a vow to in a past life, and you're trying to reconnect or relive that vow in this life just simply because the vow was made. But it's not in alignment with where you're at. You have a different soulmate you are meant to move forward with. Take it a layer deeper, please. Strength card's out twice now. Eight of Wands. I got multiple eights out here. The Devil on the Three of Cups with the Ten of Wands. You're okay. I'm going to hold for just a second. Let me get the rest of the cards out. I got two more cards left. Spirit, take two more, please. The Tower. 3 major arcana in a single row. And the 7 of Swords. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the 9 of Wands, Chiron energy. Top is the Magician. Could definitely be dealing with Virgo, Gemini, or someone who has stronger significant placements in those houses or those signs. All right. So here's the deal. Past life soulmate may have a Chiron connection. There may be something in your chart or theirs that is connecting you via Chiron, which is why you feel the need to continue martyring yourself for this said person. You manifested a sacred soulmate, a player, an actual player, like full-blown soul, like that's their role this life. They're one of the players in the game. Dealing with NPCs, right? Dealing with NPCs, just like you. It's like trying to link up with somebody who is not going to keep you in cycles. I feel like there is a person in your life who you feel deeply connected to in soul, that you've probably made promises to in soul at some point in this life or another. And they are an NPC this time around. They're an NPC this time around. They're not meant to move forward with you. Matter of fact, I think they're keeping you stuck. They're keeping you stuck. This is someone you have to move forward from because they are manipulative. They are keeping you trapped in your head about what should I do? Should I move forward? Should I stay? Should I this? Should I that? Right? The 2 of Pentacles is juggling. Well, I do want this with them, but it's not really ideal to where I'm going. Or when I visualize my own happily ever after, I don't really visualize them in it, if I'm really honest with myself. But I don't know how to visualize it without them because, you know, they're my sacred soulmate. Blah, blah, blah. Like, you've got to take a leap of faith on the 10 of Cups and the Sun. The Emperor. You have to take a leap of faith on your fucking power and your lifetime. Like, this life is your superpower. You have all this to give. And all of this work to do in your own sovereignty, and you're diluting it with this, what's the word I'm looking for? This inner conflict, right? You're diluting it with inner conflict. Well, I don't really know what I want to do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do know what you really want to do. When you visualize your happily ever after, when you visualize your best life, that person's not in it. You will put them in it. Mentally, you will force them in it. But it's not your best life. It's not your best life. Like, I was talking to you guys the other, over the last couple weeks. I had met a guy. Super nice. Super nice. Our charts connected. He was really, really nice. I got real with myself yesterday morning, or the day before. I don't remember now. All my days blur together. And I told him, I was like, you know, I'm not the kind of person to just ghost someone. You know, that's not who I am. You know, so I'm reaching out to you. I was like, if there's no one else, you know, it's not anything you did or didn't do. I'm just being pulled in a certain direction. And I think I'm going to go on and carry on by myself for a while longer. You know, like, I wish you nothing but the best in everything you've got going on in your life. And, you know, respectfully, I'm going to stay in my own lane for a bit. Because at the end of the day, and it was like that revelation, when I picture my best life, my highest good life, he's not in it. He's not in it. When I picture my highest path and spirit lets me visualize, he's not there. My son's there. He's not there. And I had to be real. Like, is he a sacred soulmate from a past life? Or is he just an NPC that would kind of keep me in this show of a circus? For me, he's a player in his own right, in his own world, if he chooses, to wake up to that. Everybody is. But just because he wakes up as a player in the game doesn't mean he's connected to me or mine. I had to be honest. And Golden Rule treated him the way I would want to be treated. If you wanted to move on, I would appreciate being told, I don't like the idea of, someone being ghosted and not knowing if it was something they did or didn't do, said or didn't say, and taking blame when it really had nothing to do with them. It had nothing to do with them why I moved forward. I just got real with myself. What do I picture? I think you have a soulmate who you feel connected to. It feels good. It feels a little familiar. There's something there. Or you've been connected to them and they're your sacred soulmate and you've been with them forever. Maybe you've been, in a relationship with them for years. Maybe you're married. Maybe it's a connection you have to a certain job. Is it in alignment with this life? Is it in alignment with this life? Or is it causing what feels like Chiron wounds, where you're putting everything you've got into it and not really getting anything out of it? Putting all of this love, all of this time, all of this care, all of this nurturance, all of this energy, all of this money, all of this fill in the blank into it. And what are you getting in return? A fraction of it, if anything? Breadcrumbs? Barely enough? Fuck that. Fuck that. Your wounds are being manipulated. Your wounds, the vowels, that's a wound. The old vowels is a wound. There's a reason why Lilith and Juno are both in Scorpio. And the moon, the emotions are bringing it to light today. Especially if you're a Cancer. You're lunar ruled. The moon is your ruler. You're feeling and sensing things inside Scorpio today. In divine time, check out where the moon is today. Check out what sign it's in if you catch this in divine time at a later date. You're feeling it. You're feeling it. When we look at these cards, the Knight of Wands with the Four of Swords and the Strength card. You really do want to move towards peace of mind. And it's going to require a lot of strength. Because people are promising things. People are promising things. They're NPCs. They're past life. But you want peace. You desire rest and reprieve mentally from stress. It's going to require a lot of strength to put your ego down. Who's going to accuse you of hurting people? Accuse you of this or that? Your mind is going to want to control the situation and stay in what's familiar. The contract, the Three of Pentacles, with the Page of Cups and the Eight of Wands, I'm sorry, I got to move forward. The contract, you were always meant to move forward from them. Always meant to. Out of compassion. It's the only way they might wake up out of the matrix and choose it because you did. Because you did. You chose to remember that you're a player in the game. You're not a part of the fucking circus. You're not some, radical, broken-minded crow type energy just taking advantage of other people. You don't fit in those two energies. You're not an NPC. And you're not the fucking villain. You're the compassion. You're the forward movement connected to spirit. The Eight of Wands is divine downloads where spirit pings us. You've got this notion, this ping going off, intuitively speaking, that if you hold compassion for yourself and all others in return, because when you hold compassion for yourself, it ripples. You were always meant to let it go. You were always meant to move forward. You have a divine direction. The Ten of Wands with the Three of Cups and the Devil. It's a spiritually heavy third-party contract that you are absolutely attached to. It's the Devil. It's the bindings, right? The Devil card shows the individuals that are chained and could easily take the chains off. They just don't. You could easily take them off. You want to fly, and yet you've chained your feet to the ground. It doesn't make sense. If you've got wings and you were always meant to fly, why would you convince yourself that your feet need to stay chained to the ground? You're going to have to break the chains. You're going to have to take them off. This third-party energy, this NPC energy, parading around or pretending to be a player like you, is spiritually heavy. It's spiritually heavy with the Ten of Wands. You're carrying their spiritual weight. And they're keeping you anchored. They're keeping you anchored and attached to the circus. They're saying, you have a price. Your fear has a price. You're so afraid of this, you're willing to chain yourself to me. You're so afraid of that, you're willing to chain yourself to me. See your price? They're the crow. You don't even realize it. They're the fucking crow. Told you you've got a price. Your fear is expensive. Your insecurities are expensive. And they will chain you to me. You're stuck in this life, spiritually heavy, exhausted, drained. Do you feel light after talking to me? Do you feel energized? Do you feel ready to take on the world after talking to me? No? Surprise. They're the devil, quote unquote, the demon in your reality, the separation of self in the mirror of things, your divine mirror, the inner that reflects in the outer. They're your chains. They're your chains. Oh, you don't think you could be independent on your own? Oh, that's okay. I'll keep you chained here with me. Oh, you don't think you can make enough money on your own? That's okay. I got money. You could be chained here to me. Your fear and your insecurity is expensive. Oh, you don't think you're going to find anybody else that loves you and wants you? That's okay. You can stay chained here to me. It's expensive. They said, see your price? That's your price. You don't believe in yourself. That's fine. I don't either. I don't believe in you. Matter of fact, I'm taking a bet. Right? They're gambling. I'm taking a bet. I can keep you stuck here in the circus. I bet. You won't live up to your full potential. We got the Hanged Man with the Hermit and the Tower. Hanged Man and the Hermit, that's Pisces Virgo polarity. Especially if you've got nodes there, right? Pisces Virgo. That's what's going on right now. Here's the Tower. Here's the Tower. That's Mars's energy. That's Mars. It's scorpionic energy And it's Leo right now. Also Aries, obviously Mars. But Mars, per today, is in Leo. We got the Strength card out twice. It's giving you strength to break these fucking chains. See NPCs for who they are. See the crows for who they are. The crows and ravens, think about this. Crows and ravens get mixed up all the time. Ravens. Crows are smart. Ravens are superior. Ravens are superior. Think about that. The crows are trying to pretend. They're trying to pretend. Like they're your ancient ancestor connection and whatever else. Past life, blah, blah, blah. The Hanged Man with the Hermit. You have to be able to see that the spiritual stagnation that you are in is in fact self-created, and that no matter how many people are around you, you are utterly alone because they're all soulless NPCs. There's no people there. There's no people there. You could be surrounded by people, a house full of people, a job full of people, and they're all fucking soulless, keeping you in the goddamn circus. They're keeping you in the circus. You have to have that revelation that the tower brings, where the lightning strikes your fucking brain, right? In the tower card, we see the crown coming off the top of the tower. It's a humbling. It's a humbling. It's a divine humbling. Can lightning strike your brain? Can you wake up from the matrix? Can you pull the plug on whatever reality you're in? Can you pull it? Pull the plug on the reality and be like, fuck this. This is a goddamn circus. This whole crowd is a fucking circus. This whole family is a fucking circus. This whole job is a circus. What's the circus in your life? What's the circus? Who is it? Can you pull the plug on it? The Strength with the Seven of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords is the final three cards. And the mushroom is chaga. It's extremely healing, chaga. Extremely healing. Can you, in your strength, know that you're healing? You are healing. You cannot rob yourself of it, because this is not enough. It's not enough. You are meant for a world much bigger and more beautiful than the fucking Matrix. It's real. It's real. It's not pretend. It's not pretend. It's real connection, real love, real people. Do you think Neo was going to find love like he had with Trinity with anybody being fake in the fucking Matrix? Did he have any real friends? All the friends that he developed after he left the Matrix, they were real people. Real. They cared about him. They cared about the higher purpose of it all. Real people. Did he have a real friend inside that fucking Matrix? They were all pretending. If you feel like there is more to life, more, you don't know what it is, you just sense it's there, you've got to pull the plug on the false reality you've created. They're keeping you in the circus because that's the price you've named. That's the price your fear has set. Your insecurities have set. Your anxiety has set. Does this make sense? Let's pull a guidance card. I'm going to do star codes. Star codes, Astro. What does Cancer and those who are drawn need to make sense of this, right? What card above all others? We've got the Sun, Source, and Midhaven. That's your highest purpose. That's your highest possible manifestation right there. The Midhaven is when the sun is at the highest point in the sky. It's a midday chart or a high noon chart, right? If you don't know your birth time, it's high noon. What is this? God. I went to go pick up the book to read it. This was sticking to the book. It's Chiron. It's fucking Chiron. These wounds, right? You might have vowed to teach someone in a past life and you're insisting on teaching them in this life, and it is not your fucking job to teach them anymore. You're just wounding yourself. You might have taken a vow to help someone heal, to teach them in a past life, and they don't need your fucking teaching anymore. Chiron. Chiron is often referred to as the wounded healer archetype, named after a mythological wise centaur who trained heroes and was accidentally wounded by Hercules with a poisoned arrow. Though he could not completely heal his own pain, he learned so much about medicine that he started a healing temple. This asteroid points to where your own painful experiences give you training and how you can use that understanding to help others. The asteroid Chiron has a 50-year orbit between the traditional visible planets and the more metaphysical transformative realm symbolized by the outer planets. Find purpose in your problems. Hard-earned wisdom is now relevant and needed. You don't have to assign causality. You may never know why you went through a difficult time, but you can put what you learned from it to good use. Even if you never quite heal in this place of karmic tenderness, you have the wisdom to pass on once you metabolize the information. The situation can set off touchy memories or poke you where it still hurts. Shrapnel can hurt as much coming out as it does going in. Take this opportunity to heal those old places so that they can transform. Allow the pain and troubles of the past to become the wisdom and compassion of the present and the future moments. The shrapnel hurts as much going in as it does coming out. If you made a vow in pain, you're going to have to get rid of that vow and accept that you are not meant to be in pain. And sometimes that in and of itself causes the pain to come up because you're saying, I don't want to feel it anymore. I'm not meant to feel it anymore. I'm not meant to keep feeling this. I don't want to keep feeling it. I don't want to. If it was divinely aligned with me, I'd want it. If it was in high alignment with me, I would want it. I don't want the pain anymore. It's not in alignment to keep it. It's not in alignment. Card number 18, the Sun. In your natal chart, the Sun symbolizes the core of your personality, your life force, ego, and consciousness. The sign and aspects of the Sun describe how you express that basic vital energy. From our earthly perspective, the Sun circles the zodiac once a year, but in truth, the Sun is the center point around which the planets revolve. All other bodies in our solar system reflect its light. It is unimaginably huge. 1 million Earths could fit within it. The Sun's light shines through the teacher, actor, lover, leader, those who use their enthusiasm, warmth, and charisma for a common good. It's time for you to take center stage. Let the sun's light flow through you and shine. Illuminate and energize your surroundings and use this to be of service. Notice what feeds your vitality, what makes you feel more alive, and work with it. As you let the sun flow through you, your health will improve. You will draw support to your energy and enthusiasm. Step into your potential. If you are asking about a project, notice how vitality flows through the design and clears the path. Let the situation be a channel for the sun's energy and feel it take on a life of its own. The challenge: narcissism is the shadow of the sun's energy, the false belief that I am the center of the universe and you are not. Learn to earn attention and respect rather than demand or expect it. The gift, the sunlight moment, is an opportunity to let your ego step out of the way. Let the sun's light flow through you and let spirit do the work. Shine wholeheartedly and share the warmth with friends, family, and your community and the world. Make it the offering. Live the truth. I am the center of the universe, and so are you. Shine, right? Shine. Your authentic light helps other people be in their authentic light. When you choose to wake up, you allow other people the opportunity to choose the same. If you choose to sleep, they're going to sleep. If you choose to wake up and pull the plug on the reality, they're going to be like, well, where'd they go? What do you mean there's more to life than this? There's a whole nother world of experience out there? When you wake up and you shine, you give other people permission to do the same. Midheaven. The pinnacle. The midheaven contains clues about how your family trained you to be visible in the world, your relationship to other people's authority, and how you step into your own personal authority. It describes the future mountaintop, the pinnacle of your work in the world. The midheaven is the highest point in the chart where the sun would be at midday. This most public, visible point of the chart acts like the flagpole on top of your personal castle. Action. Inventory your professional reputation and ask what you can do to strengthen it. Update your website. Look at your definition of success and make sure it is your own, actually makes you happy, and is not one you have inherited from your family or mentors. Think about the training you've received from these authorities and notice where it still serves you and where you need to release their preconceptions and step into something bigger. You may need to go back to hidden dreams or reawaken an ambition that may not make sense to anybody else, but is special for you. If you choose not to seek your sense of accomplishment as reflected in the outside world, your midheaven can speak of a quieter sense of personal authority. This is your life. Define the mountaintop for yourself. Take a next step in that direction. The challenge is traditions, other people's expectations, or your family history may be complementary to your idea of your own potential, or they may be hurdles to overcome as you find your true path. The gift is underneath all worldly sense of ambition is a soul's longing to live out its potential. Listen to the call. The three key words on these cards, Chiron, Sun, and Midheaven, are heal, source, and pinnacle. When we were talking about it earlier, right? When you visualize your highest good or your best life, right? When you visualize that, what your best possible life could look like and feel like. Be real with yourself. Who's in it? And more importantly, acknowledge who's not in it. Right, I was talking about when I visualize my highest good, when I visualize my highest path, my happily ever after, the guy I was talking to, he wasn't in it. He wasn't in it. Can you define your mountaintop? Or are you constantly rearranging it to fit things that aren't meant to be there? My biological family that I grew up with, they're not in my happily ever after vision. I don't picture my mother and my father and my sisters and my brother in there. They're not a part of it. Like I said, my son's there. My soul family is all around me. What is your mountaintop, your highest peak and pinnacle look like? It's something to think about. If you can't see the whole picture, do you at least see yourself happy? And when you see yourself happy, who's really there and who do you force in? Because you want them to make you happy, but they don't. As you continue to make progress in your own healing, your vision is going to become clearer and clearer. At first, it might not be clear at all. When you first decide to unplug, it might not be clear at all. And all you know is that you want happily ever after. You want peace, you want security, you want stability, you want all of these things. And maybe no one's there. But as you continue to climb towards that pinnacle, the peak becomes more and more clear. Who and what is there becomes more clear. But you do have to unplug yourself from the bottom of the mountain in order to get to the pinnacle. This might be particularly important if you have Pisces, Virgo, midheaven, and IC lines. Right? 10th and 4th house. Or if you have Cancer, Capricorn on your midheaven, is your 10th and 4th house. Think about it. When you picture your highest good path, are you even in the same city that you're in right now? When you picture your highest good path, are you even there? Okay, well, if you're not there, then you must be meant to be somewhere else. And you might not know where that somewhere else is. Maybe that's not clear, but you do know you have to let go of where you are. Right? And I'm not saying you have to leave it today or leave whoever today. But you do have to accept that you are going to leave it at some point. You do have to accept that. You don't have to leave today, but you do have to accept that you are going to be called, divinely called in divine time to leave it at some point. And you have to embrace the fact that you are going to say yes, because you have to. Your soul would call you that direction, and you have to follow. Accept it as truth from your soul. And it's okay that you are where you are today, with who you are with today. It's fine. You're not misaligned because you're where you're at. You're waking up to things. But if you can accept in your waking that where you are is not where you are going to stay, and who you're with is not who you're going to stay with, and that's okay. If you can just accept, you've already aligned with your highest good path. Being in alignment more often than not is making sure that You are open to the unknown because your soul calls you in that direction and it feels good to listen. You would be left with what ifs and regrets if you didn't take it. The path you took got you exactly where you are right here. The choices you've made in divine alignment as a player in the game have gotten you right here. You made no mistakes. You've made no mistakes. You've created opportunities to learn and grow so that your healing can ripple to other people, because you have a greater role. You have a role, period. You're a player in the game. You know, and if you think about different games, like there's different types of players, right? If we're going to go on like a video game analogy, right? There's DPSs, there's tanks, there's supports, right? There's all these different roles. You might shine in a support role. You might shine in a tank role. You might shine in a DPS role. You might shine in whatever role is meant for you. And there are other players in the game, real players, who are going to work exceptionally well as a team with you so that you can win at life, this lifetime, whatever you're meant to master here. Take no vows from your past and take none forward with you when you leave. You have such a height to reach. And this reading wanted to make sure you knew that you did not forget it. Ascendants on the bottom. This is where you rise. This is where you rise. Hey, don't drink the Kool-Aid. How you doing? Yeah, spot on. Yeah. Ice cream. Ooh. I was craving ice cream the other day. Senior house on top of a mountain. How cool is that? And act like a plumber. I love that. Unclog them fucking pipes, right? Keep the lines clear so the shit can just run out where it's supposed to. We don't need no backup septic tanks, right? Shit. Metaphorically speaking. Metaphorically speaking. Clean the shit out. Keep the lines clear so the shit can just leave. I fucking love that. Really. I hope y'all enjoyed the reading. I appreciate you guys being here. As always, I love you all. And don't forget, right? Don't forget, if you did want to partake in the moon event, it's in 4 days. Full moon in Sag. You can find it in my Etsy shop. And you can always ask me to read a certain sign. You know, I didn't have to spin the wheel today. It was by a special request. You know, it's been a couple weeks since the wheel spun Cancer. And if you feel like your sign hasn't come out in a while, just request it in the comments. Be like, hey, Grace, like I caught this. Can I request this sign? My answer is going to be absolutely. Absolutely. All right. I love you guys. And I appreciate you being a part of the energy. You know, it's not just about me here. It is about you guys. So with that, y'all enjoy a beautiful day. Morning, night, wherever you are. Think on some things, right? Think on some things. Maybe even listen to this message back in a day or two. See if it lands a little bit different after you've sat on it. Keep your eye open and your heart open. And remember, those with wings are not meant to be chained to the ground. Take care, everybody. I love you.